Hello guys, my name is Natalia Khlivna, and in this video we are going to talk about the future of the environment. And to talk about the possible future events and their results, we use the first conditional. Conditional sentences are if statements, and they are made of two parts. The first part is the condition, and the second part is the result of that situation. For example, if global warming continues to get worse, sea level will rise. To make first conditional sentences, we use the following formula. If plus present simple, comma, will won't plus verb. For example, if we pollute the air, the earth will get hotter. The if clause may come either first or second in the sentence. So be mindful of the punctuation, because if the condition comes before the result, then we need comma to separate two clauses. For example, if we waste electricity, we won't save the environment. Now we switch those around and the result comes before the condition, and then we don't need comma. For example, we won't save the environment if we waste electricity. And one more fact you're sure to remember about the first conditional is that we use it to talk about possible situations that are likely to happen. Now let's come to practice and we'll play the game. For that, we'll go to WordWall.net and we are supposed to play the game just right now. By the way, I'll leave the link to this game in the comments so you may practice playing it. Let's do that. So you see the first part of the sentence, if we have enough water, and some options for the second one. We won't be thirsty, we will be thirsty, we will thirsty, we would be thirsty. If we have the condition, we are to look for the result used in future, and between these two options, logically choose this one. If we have enough water, we won't be thirsty. Next sentence. We will reduce the usage of natural resources if we recycled all things, if we would recycle old things, if we recycle old things, if we will recycle old things. We've got the result. We are to look for the condition used in present simple, and the only possible answer is C. Next sentence. If we destroy the ozone layer, nothing will save us from UV rays. Everything will be saved. Nothing will be saved us from UV rays. Nothing save us from UV rays. We've got the condition. We are looking for the result used in future. And we'll choose A as we need verb in active voice. Next sentence. If we don't stop cutting down so many trees, we endanger our oxygen supply. We are endangered our oxygen supply. We would endanger our oxygen supply. We will endanger our oxygen supply. So we've got the condition. We need the result used in future. And the only possible answer is C. Well, and one more sentence. More species will survive if we won't protect nature, if we protect nature, if we will protect nature, if we protect nature. We've got the result. We are looking for the condition used in present simple, and between these two options we will choose D as we've got the subject in plural form. Nice job, guys. Now let me back to my presentation. As I have already mentioned, I will leave the link to this game so you may practice it. And well, after the practice, I want to give you some additional information you should keep in mind about the first conditional. The if clause can be replaced by different time clauses, like when clauses, which describe something that is certain to happen. For example, when technology gets better, we will use more renewable energy. Or as soon as clause, that is used to say what will happen immediately after something else happens. For example, I'll buy an electric car as soon as I have enough money. Or it may be until clause that is used to say something will or won't happen to a particular point. For example, wildlife will lose their habitat until we start to care about the environment. Or it may be unless clause that is used to describe a result if something doesn't happen. For example, the ice caps will melt unless we stop global warming. Now let's practice the usage of these clauses. You can see 3 of them on your screen. Let's read them. The planet will get warmer until. We will expect more natural disasters unless. We will put less carbon dioxide into the atmosphere as soon as. As you can see, they are incomplete. So let's watch the video in order to complete them.
Climate change has been in the news for years. But what is it? And how will it affect us? To understand climate change, you first need to know about the greenhouse effect. The Earth gets heat from the sun. In the atmosphere, greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide trap this heat and keep it from escaping back to outer space. Trapping some heat in the atmosphere is a good thing because it keeps the planet warm enough for us to live. But there's a problem. People all over the world are adding extra carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. That's because today we burn fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas to do many of our everyday activities, like driving our cars, using our computers, and heating our homes. All of this extra carbon dioxide is trapping more heat in the atmosphere, making the Earth warmer and causing other climate changes too. The signs of climate change are all around us. Temperatures are getting warmer, giant ice sheets are melting, and the oceans are rising. In many places, flowers are blooming earlier, snow is melting sooner, and birds aren't flying as far south for the winter. So why does this matter? Well, if the planet keeps getting warmer, we can expect more powerful storms and more flooding, droughts, and heat waves. And these changes could cause additional problems, like the spread of certain diseases, more wildfires, and food and water shortages. Climate change could put entire ecosystems, like coral reefs, in danger, and many plants and animals could become extinct. The good news is that we can take action. We can put less carbon dioxide into the atmosphere if we generate electricity from clean sources, like solar and wind power, instead of burning coal, oil, or gas. We can also drive less, use public transportation, and choose cars that go further using less gas. And you can do your part. Reduce your energy use by turning off the lights, the computer, and the TV when you're not using them, and walk or ride your bike to work or school. By making smart choices and working together, we can make a difference. Check out the rest of this website to learn more about the causes and effects of climate change, as well as the practical solutions that can.
Now let's check the answers. Actually, some variants are possible while completing the given sentences, so I offer you some of them. The planet will get warmer until people add extra carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. We will expect more natural disasters unless people take actions. We will put less carbon dioxide into the atmosphere as soon as we generate electricity from clean sources like solar and wind power. What will we do next? We will play the game about the consequence. Can you continue the conversation by saying the consequence of the previous result? Let's have a try. And here comes the first question. What will happen if we continue polluting the atmosphere? If we continue polluting the atmosphere, the planet will get warmer. If the planet gets warmer, the ice caps melt. If the ice caps melt, what will happen if the ice caps melt? What do you think, guys? I'm really interested in your answers. There are more sentences to give you some practice and get you think about the environment. There are 10 conditional sentences you are supposed to fill in with the verbs from the brackets. I give you 2 minutes to do the task. I recommend you to take notes, and then we will check the answers. The time is up. Now let's check whether you succeeded with the correct answers. I'll read them. Many wildlife habitats will be destroyed if the man keeps polluting the environment. If we dump all sorts of chemicals into rivers, we won't be able to swim in them in the future. If we don't stop cutting down so many trees, we will endanger our oxygen supply. Soon the Earth's resources will be exhausted if the human population continues to grow. If everybody continues to use aerosols and CFCs, the hole in the ozone layer will get bigger. If the sun radiation can't escape into space, Earth's temperature will increase steadily. If the global temperature rises, sea level will rise too. We'll threaten our own existence if we don't cut down on waste rapidly. People will run out of drinking water one day if they don't use it more rationally. If he wants to help the planet, then he will have to change the habits. I'm sure, guys, you've done a great job. And the last but not least activity for you. Look at the picture. I believe you know this young lady. She is Greta Thunberg, a Swedish environmental activist who has gained international recognition for promoting the view that humanity is facing an existential crisis arising from climate change. Now my question is, if the Ukrainian government takes into account Greta's strikes, what impact will it have? I give you some moments and then I share the sentences that I came up with. If you really want to go extra mile, write your sentences in the comments. Here are some of the ideas that I came up with. If the government takes into account Greta's strikes, people will use alternative sources of energy. If the government takes into account Greta strikes, people will have discount while buying the electric cars. Guys, you're not supposed to be another Greta, but I want you to take care about the environment and about yourself. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.